sexy thing, you right there watching this video, hello, welcome to my crazy, sexy, cool series. It's really inspired by this backdrop. It just reminds me of like TLC, like that video where they're in the silk pajamas and stuff, the creep video. Anyways, so we're here with the crazy installment, which is the first video of the 3-part series. This look I definitely call crazy just because by other people's standards, they're afraid of red eyeshadow, they're afraid of glitter, and today we're crazy enough to do both. So this is very Valentine's-esque, especially if you're going out, maybe with your friends, you want to be real flashy and stuff, get you a man from across the room with your glitter. So that's what this look is all about. We got big lashes, glitter, red, everything is just booming. So without further ado, stay tuned for the rest of this video where I show you how to get all this stuff on your face. It's coming on this side, it's coming on this side. See you later. Alright, I have my foundation and all that stuff laid down, you know, the usual. So I'm going to do one eye off camera and then I'll come back and we'll do this eye together. This one, right here. This one. We're back. This eye is done. She looks like she's festive and ready. So we're going to go ahead and start on the other eye. I'm using the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer as my base for my eyeballs. So I'm just going to like smear some on. Then I'm going to blend it out with the sponge. I'm not going to set the primer down just because I want it to be a little sticky, because we're going in with this bright ass red on like a little packing brush, and I'm just going to stick this all over my eyelid and a little bit outside the crease lines. Like, you see how my crease is right in here? I'm going to take that color like a little smidge outside of that. And I'm pressing in, I'm not sweeping, because this color is so concentrated and I want it to stay that way. Sometimes if you have like wrinkly lids like me, use your brush and kind of like pull down, and if you see any space that missed out on some pigment, make sure that you press it in. Right now that's not really happening, but you know what I mean. We got like wrinkly eyeballs, okay? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to start diffusing this line. Like, you see how everything looks kind of sharp with the red ends and my skin begins. So I'm going to go in with a brown, like a light medium brown. It's kind of close to my skin color. And I'm going to go over that line with a blending brush. And I'm going to try and like soften it. And we can kind of like pull that color up a little bit, because if you see here, the color comes up pretty far, but it's very diffused. So we're going to try and achieve that on this eyebrow. See how like all that harsh line is now gone? And then all this pigment, you can take it back. Take it back. Oh, take it back. Everything should be nice and diffused. And of course, it's no longer going to be red as you're going up. Since you're diffusing it out, it's going to get like kind of like pinky, corally, whatever you want to call that, but that's fine. I'm going back with a little bit more brown, putting it over, making sure that all my edges are correct. C-O-R-R-E-C-K, correct. If you feel for some reason you've taken out some of the red pigment, you can go back, same shader brush, pat that sucker in so that she's nice and bright. It's like literally like a battle between the two brushes. You're gonna be going back and forth, putting down color, blending it, putting down color, blending it, until you feel happy with it, which I feel very happy with this. Okay, so now we're gonna do underneath the brow bone. This one is very shiny, so because there's a lot of things to compete on this eye. So we're gonna put some real shiny stuff down. First layer that's going down, I'm cheating. I'm using a highlighter. I'm using the Dose of Colors Desi X Katie highlighter in Mirame. because it's Valentine's Day and I want all the boys to mírame. Make sure you blend that down, but if you get a little insecure with how that's blending, once again, take that same old blending brush and make sure they look like they go together, like you and your man on Valentine's Day. So now that we have layer 1 down, layer 2 is going to be some extra pizzazz for that ass. I'm taking Just a Kiss by the Desi X Katie Friendcation palette, and it's real shiny. So that's going on top. I'm not gonna spread it out as far as I did Mírame. It's staying more at the highest point where more of the light hits me, you know what I mean? So you can see it accentuate the brow. Okay, so now that we have all the boring shit out of the way, we're gonna get down to business. We're putting on some glitter. So I'm taking my NYX glitter primer and a flat brush. Forgive the condition of the brush, it's been through some things. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna lay down the primer where I want the glitter to go. So I'm kind of doing it in a cut crease kind of way. So I'm going to plop it down on my eyelid. It's better if you want to start like in a safe space, that's fine, and then go out as you know exactly where you want the crease to go. So I'm just patting that down. I'm extending a little bit outside of where my crease is, but still following that natural curve, because obviously your eyeballs are round, so don't give yourself like a block shape lid. And you'll notice as you keep patting, it's getting stickier and stickier. We want that so that the glitter has something to cling to. Before I lay down the glitter, I have a very short story, okay? It's kind of a nightmare. I was looking for red glitter, couldn't find it anywhere. And so I'm just walking through Target yesterday, and in the dollar bin, they had these vials of glitter. Now, the only thing I can't tell you is if it's actual like cosmetic grade glitter, but the tag says fine glitter. So we're just taking a gamble and we're using it. So far on this eye, it's not irritating or anything, so I would assume that it's okay to use, but at your own discretion, $1, and it's way more than NYX or MAC or anybody would give me for like 15 bucks. So we love Target. So I'm gonna dip in with the same brush, and it should be a little sticky from the adhesive, and I'm going back over exactly where I put down the primer. Make sure you pat and don't sweep. And try to like open your eye as much as possible so that you can minimize those creases that I was telling you about before. See, look, glitter doesn't have to be hard. That's it. It's done. Now, if you're like me and sometimes you overextend your glitter, you can just take a spoolie and literally sweep where you don't want the glitter to be, and the spoolie is the best thing to take it out. So, I didn't really mess up, but there's like 4 little stupid pieces of glitter. And if you use your spoolie, it literally like sweeps it away. I guess because it's like kind of like abrasive. It like sweeps it away. Even like on my nose, I have some glitter on my nose. So for inner corner, we're literally doing the same thing that we did for the brow bone. I'm putting Mírame and then I'm going over it with Just a Kiss. So I'm gonna do that real quick right here and we'll be right back. All right, so bottom lid. We are gonna put down like a natural brown, kind of like I'm using the same brown that I used to diffuse the crease. I'm just gonna run that with a little dome-shaped brush. It's kind of a thicker brush, so it's gonna cover more area. And then after that, we will lay down the red. I'm placing the brown down without putting a primer, just because I want the brown to be more diffused anyway. I don't need the brown to be, like I don't need the pigment on the brown to be like exaggerated and bright. Obviously, because brown's not even a bright color. And now, before I put down the red, I'm gonna go back in with my Shape Tape and I'm just taking the edge very lightly. And I'm just rubbing that in a straight line. I'm not gonna carry it out too far with just the end of the applicator. And then I'm going back in with my flat shader brush, but rather than using the flat side and like pressing the pigment all along one side of it, I'm gonna put the pigment on the top. I'm using the brush differently. I'm gonna rub the top of the brush along the bottom line. That way I'm controlling where the color is going and how it's being applied. And with that primer down, you see how that red just comes out like very bright. Now I'm going in with my NYX Faux Whites eyeliner pencil. The color that I use is Seashell, and I'm just gonna run that on the waterline. It's like a very, very, very pastel pink. You're probably gonna wanna go over that a couple times just because usually I find with pastel liners, you wanna build it up rather than putting it down. The first time you put it down, it may not show up as bright as you'd like it to. Before I put on my mascara, I'm just gonna put some glue on my lashes, that way they're tacky in time. Okay, so while that's getting tacky, I'm just gonna put down some mascara. I'm gonna use this on my bottom lashes. This is the Colossal Big Shot Mascara by Maybelline. And on the top, I'm using the NARS Climax Mascara, aka my fave. I got some mascara on my inner corner. I'm gonna teach you guys how to get rid of it, but in the meantime, just let it dry. Do not take care of it when it's wet because it will go all over the place, and that's gonna give you an even bigger problem than what you asked for. Okay, so I'm taking the Big Shot and I'm gonna do my bottom lashes. Alright, lashes are tacky. I'm using the New Bounce lashes in Russian Black. And I'm going to use my fingers to stick it down, and then I'm going to use my little applicator thing to make sure that we get the inner corners good because Mama needs some assistance. Boom! Lashes are on. Sick. Sick. Alright, remember I told you we have a little trick for the inner corner, how I friggin' messed up with my mascara and stuff. So now it should be dry. Just take a spoolie, the magic spoolie, and go in with the end of it and scratch it off your face. Now that's on top of where we did like the inner corner stuff, so you may have to go back and fix your inner corner, but at least you don't have to like wipe off your entire face because you have like a black smudge and stuff. So whenever that happens, don't panic, leave it, let it dry, scrape it off with your spoolie. Eyes are done. We're booming, okay? So now I'm gonna take my little fluffy brush and I'm gonna dust away and I'm gonna see what the damage is. If you have red pigment all over your face, it's okay. Red pigment is not the best or easiest. It is the best, but it's not the easiest to work with. So I'm gonna dust all this off and see what the damage is. Usually the damage is my nose, which I can already tell is like pink. So don't panic. There's a way to fix this. Okay, all you have to do is just take the beauty blender, whatever it is that you use to apply your foundation, which I use the brush, so I'm gonna go over it with my brush first. It should have some leftover foundation on it. If not, you can always resort to getting some more foundation. And just wipe. Wipe like you're applying your foundation. I'm trying to give you my angle so you can see me. See, we fixed. My nose is back to normal. I don't look like Rudolph. Snatched. When I did my foundation and stuff, I already put down my contour. So we're just gonna highlight. I'm using the Mirame again that I use in my brow bone because I like things to match. I'm also taking that on my pinky and I'm gonna highlight my little baby nose and highlight my bridge. All right, once the highlight is on and booming, I'm taking MAC Gentle blush and I'm just gonna put that on the apples of my cheeks. If you're worried if that's too much or if it's not blended properly, go back in with your foundation brush and kind of just like pat, pat, pat. Pat, pat, pat. Last but not least is lips. So I'm taking Soar by MAC and I'm gonna line my lips. Now I'm gonna take ColourPop liquid lipstick and Beeper. Listen, I'm not feeling this. This looks very like mauve-y dark. So, sorry B-Bear. Somebody had to go. Going back with Soar, we're gonna use Snob by MAC for a lipstick. I think that would be a better fit for this look. Last thing we need to do is set it and forget it. So we're gonna put some X Plus all over the face. That was great. Alright guys, this is the final look. Thank you so much for watching the Crazy Sexy Cool series. This is definitely the crazy look. We decided to use some red shadows today, which I know people typically find are too much, and then red shadows just have a bad name in general, but if you use them properly, they behave very well. So we like it. We like the red glitter. It's very Valentine's-esque, but I would wear this all the time, all year round. So make sure that you stay tuned for the sexy and cool installments of the series. Definitely leave me any comments below, any questions that you might have on how to use these products. I'm happy that I was able to finally use glitter the way that I like to use glitter, which is like full blown. Make sure that you guys have a happy and safe Valentine's Day. Have fun with your date if you're going out with friends or if you're going out with your boo thing. And if you decide to recreate this, definitely tag me and let me know. And if you think I'm cute or whatever, you could subscribe. That would make me real happy and feel very loved on Valentine's Day. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Love you. Bye. I do the sponge, sponge. I do the sponge. I'm very happy. Now we're doing the sponge.
I want some more.
Hey, hey.
Hey, hey, hey.
Get it, get it, get it, get it. I have pee-pee.